This is just one of many things, right? There are more severe issues in this game. All of us know that. But part of what I'm doing here is sort of expanding on other issues that don't get talked about enough. No one else is going to talk about this Rafinha Player of the Month SBC. Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. So I'm going to warn you right at the beginning of this video that I probably am not going to keep this one PG, okay? I'm going to do my best for the first 1 to 2 minutes of this video to give you context. I'm going to gloss over the tabs I have behind me. And I'm not going to play nice in this one towards EA. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And if you don't like someone swearing, I would suggest turning this video off and save your attention for the next one. If you're around anyone that you don't want to hear any swearing, I would suggest being aware of this warning. All right. So if you can see behind me here, I think you have an idea of what we're going to talk about. But I'm also going to gloss over a bit of the financials just to give a bit of context to how much money this company generates, okay? And then how they treat the player base and how unbelievably lazy they are. Lazy isn't even the best way to describe it, but for lack of a better term right now, that's what we're going to say. And also, I'm going to tie it in a little bit to Rafinha as far as the SBC that was just released, okay? Comparing it to the Team of the Week and the fact that this guy should have gotten a Player of the Month SBC. All right, we're going to talk about all this because I haven't forgotten that. All right, so with that being said, let's dive in, okay? Now, no holds barred. All right, some of you have seen this image, some of you haven't. The Trailblazers promo team, one of them from, actually, it might have only been one team from last year. It just so happens that the content team, right? Look above. Same players. Rush. FC25. It's copy pasta, man. It's copy pasta. You know, one of the criticisms of EA is that they don't change. They never change out of the interest for the player base. Draft has been the same for basically 10 years. The only time it changes is when there's bugs, when it gets worse, when it doesn't work properly. That's the only form of change to that game mode, okay? Defensive AI only gets worse. Stays the same or gets worse. Never better, right? Never any creativity to improve in any way the player's experience, the user's experience, right? Server quality appears to only get worse. Input delay and lag and a feeling of unresponsiveness only seems to get worse year after year. If it's either the same or worse. No effort on behalf of this company. Now, why would I be annoyed about that? Well, right? These pieces of shit, right? Look at their revenue, okay? $1.7 billion. Okay. You got net income and you got net profit margin. So basically, their net profit margin on a monthly and yearly basis is okay. Recently, 17%. You want to look at different metrics, 10%. I think it maybe hovers around 12% or so, okay? Maybe more some years and months, maybe less, right? Let's call it 15, 20%, okay? Net profit margin on a multi-billion-dollar company. It's an obscene amount of money. And they take all that money and then they offer you a steaming pile of shit, which is this, okay? That's what they do. They cannot be bothered to be any more creative than this. Also, you can see by the share price that, let's say May-ish, they were at about 125 USD, right? Now they're at 145. So even this year, right, their share price has gone up, right, by a pretty decent percentage. So obviously they are very profitable. That's why their stock price essentially goes up, right? Market sentiment is in their favor. Now, I have a bit of a bone to pick with this because Rafinha won the La Liga Player of the Month for August, right? So, listen, they came out with the Thuram SBC for Syria, right? They came out with the Holland SBC for the Premier League, right? Why in the same time frame do they not give Rafinha a Player of the Month, right? So if any of you recall, there was no Player of the Month for August released as an SBC in the game, right? So then the next month, a little while later, they release an overpriced Yamin Lamal card because the card has like 55 stamina and 70 composure. It's completely absurd. So in that sense, I'm saying it's overpriced. The actual price of the SBC was nothing crazy, but for what you get compared to what you should get, it was kind of ridiculous. But that's the point for, not really this video, okay? Now, we find out in the last few days, I have figured out why they didn't give him an SBC, okay? I'm being a little bit facetious here, but, I think we could maybe put two and two together. This lazy piece of shit company, right? They already know months ahead of time what they're going to release. This card was, sure, it was leaked a few days ago, but this card was planned months ago before the game even came out. That's the only explanation for why you don't give the card a performance-based Player of the Month despite giving SBCs to players in other leagues. They knew this was coming. They were too lazy to change the SBC for this Trailblazers promo. They had 2 months or something to change it, but they go, nah, fuck it, man. Just don't give this guy the Player of the Month. We're still releasing this on this day. I don't give a shit if this guy is the best player in one of the top 3 leagues in the entire world. No, don't give him an SBC. Fuck these guys who play our game. Just wait a couple months. That's what you get. Okay. One other thing, man. Why for the transfer market card that is not attainable by SBC, does this card, this is a minor detail, I know, right? I get it. For some of you, look, most of you are going to get where I'm coming from. Maybe a small percentage are going to be like, well, what's the big deal? All right, well, let me elaborate for a sec. This card has 4 positions. One of them is a left mid position. So if you play with another card as a right mid, you can play them in a uniform formation and they both get chemistry because they're in the right positions. Let's say you use a 4-4-2, for example. You got a left mid and a right mid. Well, you cannot start in that formation. And you can't really even change into that formation in game because of player roles, which is another way of EA basically manipulating people into sort of pigeonholing them into certain teams or certain players. Okay. Ultimately, I get that it's an attempt to make players feel more authentic, but let's be honest. Is it surprising if there's an ulterior motive to what EA does? I mean, come on. So yeah, this guy should have gotten the Player of the Month. And then this SBC, for some inexplicable reason, they don't just give this card a left mid position. If you've already released a card, this isn't like shapeshifters, right? This isn't like 10 months into the game, they have to mix things up after team of the season. So they start changing players' positions drastically. This isn't really like that, right? You move Pele to like a right wing position or something like that. This is not like that, man. Free to play players who purchase their game but aren't spending, hundreds or thousands of dollars on packs, they have a hard enough time squad building and getting to use some of the players they want on chemistry anyways, okay? Just give this card left mid, even without a role, right? He doesn't need to have the left mid role. No worries. Okay. You play him without a role plus. Okay. But at the very least, You could have easily given this card the same set of positions as the team of the week. And all I'm saying is this, man. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from here. It's not just about the positions. It's not about roles or play styles or in-game stats or this and that. This company every day is trying their best to sort of pigeonhole you and make your experience as unenjoyable as you can tolerate while still playing the game. Okay? Essentially, that's what they're doing. There's no good reason for them to give this +1 card, right? This 87 Rafinha SBC, no left mid position compared to the team of the week. There's simply no logical reason, right? They're doing it for a reason, but it's not in your best interest. Okay? At all. That's basically all I want to say here, man. Okay? I know this is a little bit different. Forgive me for swearing if that's not your thing. I do apologize if that's not your thing. Okay? But I just think that this company, man, with these sorts of numbers and this sort of effort, this is zero effort. This is bottom of the barrel effort. This is not what you should be expecting. Your standard for this kind of company, okay, with these kind of numbers that you see behind me here on this screen, this and this don't correlate, right? That and giving these other players in other leagues player of the month cards and not giving one to La Liga, it's completely inexplicable, inexcusable. There's simply no logic behind it. Okay? I know I've rambled here on this one. I appreciate you if you're listening this far. I genuinely appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts. This is just one of many things, right? There are more severe issues in this game. All of us know that. But part of what I'm doing here is sort of expanding on other issues that don't get talked about enough. No one else is going to talk about this Rafinha Player of the Month SBC. No one is going to make a video, okay? This video is going to be damn near 15 minutes talking about how lazy this company is, how much money they make, an unreal amount of money, and the fact that they do shit like this, okay? So that's what I'm here to do, and I hope you enjoy it. That's all I can say. Sincerely, I hope that you like listening to this train of thought. I hope you enjoy interacting with me. I've been enjoying interacting with you guys with all these videos. And that's pretty much it for tonight. All right. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. And yeah, we're just calling it like we see it around here. And I know you guys are doing the same, and I appreciate you for it. Have a good night. Take care.